After another poor start to the season in 2007-2008, Rovers were fourth in League One and in the hunt for promotion when they travelled to Leeds United in January.
When the teams came out, the noise level, there was I think 30-odd thousand at least, 3,000 Rovers fans who made tremendous noise. It was just, the hairs on the back of your neck sort of went up, because it was just like, wow, this is what it must be like in a Premier League game, you know, because it was like a Premier League game. And Rovers played so well. Stocky scored a free kick, but Wellens and McCammon played particularly well in that game, and but it was a great team performance, and we just passed Leeds off the park.
So who's going to take it, Stock or Roberts? It is Stock who takes it. Oh, and it's gone straight through. And Casper Ankergren was absolutely rooted to his line in the Leeds goal. And Doncaster Rovers lead by a goal to nil midway through the first half at Elland Road. Well, there was the decoy run by Graham Roberts, and maybe that fooled everybody in the Leeds defence, because they just made no effort whatsoever to block that ball going through. Mark McCammon doing well in the face of two defenders. He's found Wellens, Richie Wellens, he's still going. It's a fantastic run. It deserved a goal. Casper Ankergren low to deny him. Time running out for Leeds United, and it has run out. And in their first league meeting in more than 50 years, Doncaster Rovers have beaten Leeds United at Elland Road. Boos all around from the home supporters and celebrations from the travelling fans, and it's a scoreline they'll never get tired of hearing. Leeds 0, Doncaster 1, and in this Yorkshire derby it's been much more than about local pride. As South has come out on top of West, it's been all about the 3 points, and who knows just how important they'll be come the end of the season in the race for the championship.
I thought we'd get automatic promotion, but then, you know, I have a psychic side to me. It's through my mother, and I had a dream or a vision or whatever you want to call it, that we were going to play Leeds in the playoff final. I thought, now we're going to get automatic. And it was published in the Yorkshire Post 4 or 5 months before, you know, where it never looked any chance that we'd be playing Leeds. Even on the last day, even if we lost to Forest, it looked like we'd play against Southend, because Southend only had to beat Port Vale at home to make sure they stayed ahead of Leeds, and therefore we would play Leeds in the semis. But they didn't, they drew.
But before any date with destiny, Rovers had to recover from a final day defeat at Cheltenham, where automatic promotion slipped through their fingers.
They were all sat on the bus at Cheltenham, and I went on the bus and I spoke to every player. I walked down the bus and said, get your chins up, come on, we're going to do this. I've had my bloody dream, we're going to go to Wembley and we're going to beat Leeds at Wembley. And I spoke to every one of those players, and they were gutted, admittedly. But you've got to give a lot of credit to Sean O'Driscoll and Richard O'Kelly, because, you know, the great thing about Sean is he takes the highs in his stride and he takes the lows in his stride. But, you know, that's a good side, because okay, we lost at Cheltenham, now let's get back to work, you know, let's do this, go. He said a very clever thing. He said, go away this weekend, kick the cat, metaphorically speaking, get it out your system, we're back at work next week, and here we go again.
Paul Heffernan's late sending off in the first leg of the playoff semi-final against Southend meant his season was over. The game finished goalless, Jason Price missing Rovers' best chance at Roots Hall.
You could see the boys were up for it, and they played well. 0-0, should have been maybe 1 to us, but happy with that. Get them back to Southend, back to Donny. 13,000 in the Keep Moat, great atmosphere. Southend fans doing their bit as well. And what can you say?
Still the deadlock to be broken in the tie. There's a chance maybe here. Well, Price has gone to ground, and referee Mark Halsey says it's a penalty kick to Doncaster Rovers. It was Peter Clark who's dragged him to the ground, and Mark Halsey had a good view of it. And despite the protestations from Southend, it's a penalty kick for Doncaster Rovers, and the perfect opportunity to get the first goal of this playoff semi-final. Well, Doncaster were trying to get the ball towards Price, Was it 6 of one and half a dozen of the other? There's a definite little shove there from Clark. It's a penalty for Doncaster. It's going to be Brian Stock to take it. And Brian Stock casually, coolly rolls it into the net, and casually and coolly puts Doncaster Rovers into the lead. It's Doncaster 1, Southend 0, both on the night and on aggregate. The Southend have got to try to calm themselves down now. They were furious about the penalty awards. Well, it's just rolled straight down the middle, and the goalkeeper had committed himself, and Stock puts Doncaster into the lead. Promises still to be a very tense night for all concerned, though. Just past the 20-minute mark. This is Hayter. Decent looking ball in. There's Green and there's Price, and it's bundled in, and Doncaster Rovers lead 2-0. And Jason Price is telling the crowd what the score is. He's claiming the goal. There might actually have been a touch off the defender, but it matters little who's got it. Most important statistic: Doncaster Rovers 2, Southend United 0, and Doncaster in total control of this tie now. Well, we'll get a closer look here. Who did it actually come off? Well, I think it's come off the defender, Barrett, there. He's just the other side. Well, did the Afro goal machine get his Afro on it? Might get an even better view from here. It's an own goal from Adam Barrett. This is Price. Southend starting to get stuck in now. Maybe too little too late. Here comes Donny once again. It's a glorious opportunity here as well. It's a third goal. It's 3-0 to Doncaster Rovers. It's a fantastic bit of football by James Coppinger. He created it and he finished it. And the Doncaster Rovers fans are already starting to sing about going to Wembley to meet Leeds United. Well, there were so many defenders around him here, but they just stepped off him, and he stepped around them and said thank you very much, and made it 3-0. Well, this is absolute quality for this kind of game in particular as well. They're usually tight, nervous affairs, but Doncaster Rovers have totally put Southend to the sword, and they lead 3-0 approaching half-time. Get in, I think, is what he's saying. More or less, anyway. You can imagine that harsh words have been exchanged in the Southend dressing room, but Doncaster, they're ignoring their opponents. Oh, it's another beauty. It's 4-0, and it's a second for Coppinger. Well, we've only been playing 7 minutes of the second half, and if there was any doubt about the way this contest was going, surely that has now ended the argument once and for all. Well, he scored a belter just before half-time, but this one, I think, from James Coppinger is even better than the previous one. He's passed one, again there's defenders around him, but he's eased past them, and he's curled that beautifully into the bottom corner, and the goalkeeper, Daryl Flahaven, had absolutely no chance whatsoever. It was in before he'd hit the ground. You beauty. Well, I think he can probably enjoy the remainder of the game now. Surely any pressure or tension is gone with those two goals either side of half-time from James Coppinger. Coppinger has won the free kick. He's going to take it as well. He wants his hat-trick. He's given it to Green. He's got it back. Oh, the hat-trick goal! It's 3 on the night for James Coppinger, and absolutely no doubt at all about that. Flying into the top corner, they just get better and better. He's turning the Doncaster Rovers goal of the season competition into his personal contest. It's 5-0 to Doncaster Rovers, and they are heading to Wembley for another showdown with Leeds United. He'll have practiced that, and practice makes perfect. Flahaven, yet again, absolutely no chance whatsoever. It's a hat-trick for James Coppinger, and it's a 5-star show from Doncaster Rovers. There's 10 minutes to go. The referee might as well blow up now.
A 5-1 we won in the end. Southend scored a late consolation, and That was a fantastic, one of the best games Doncaster Rovers have ever played. Wonderful football. It blew Southend away, and this was a team that was unbeaten in, I think, about 21 games. Unbeaten in 21 games, something like that, and or maybe one defeat in 21 games, something like that. And we just blew them away 5-1.
All eyes on referee Mark Halsey. Doncaster Rovers are off to Wembley on Sunday week to play Leeds United, and they'll be the underdogs, but if they can play down in London as they have done tonight, well, who knows what will happen in the playoff final. These games are usually tight, tortuous and tense. Well, Doncaster Rovers have made an absolute mockery of that theory. Neil Sullivan being mobbed by the supporters, so too James Coppinger, the hat-trick hero, and I don't think John Ryan can really believe what he's seen in front of him tonight. It's finished. Doncaster Rovers, wait for it, 5, Southend United 1.